eye-catching London derby takes place at the London Stadium in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon as West Ham play host to Arsenal. David Moyes' side, as we know, lost 2-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt in the first leg of the Europa League semi-final in midweek. But we are in Europe, of course, unlike our opponents, Arsenal, who saw off Manchester United 3-1 at the weekend. Welcome back to the West Ham Network for another pre-recorded preview, just because we've got loads of stuff planned on this weekend. So I'm going to be doing the content for you today as a pre-recorded preview. So keep the comments coming in and we will respond as much as we possibly can. This is your West Ham versus Arsenal preview. If you are new around here, though, make sure you do go and hit that subscribe button. We're on the march towards 20,000 subscribers and we'd love to get there as quick as we possibly can. And if you hit the thumbs up as well, that will really help out the channel. So go across there. You can see it there. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That will notify you when we do go live for any of the shows that we do. So let's get into we'll park the Europa League Frankfurt game because we've got that second leg coming up. We'll have the preview coming up, of course, this week as well. Go and check out all the previous content that we have done. But, it really was a game of inches in London on Thursday evening. The biggest European night in West Ham's recent history started with, you could say, the worst possible fashion when we finished, I think, what was his name, Knuth, finished at the back post with less than a minute on the clock. And that really did, keep the fans and put the fans on the back peg and really knock the stuffing out of us, really. But while we did manage to respond just before the halftime whistle, which is a good time to respond through to Antonio's outstretched leg, Frankfurt ensured they would take a 1-goal advantage back when Kamada scored to make it 2-1 to Frankfurt. So our domestic fortunes, as we know, have taken a bit of a nosedive. 2 defeats and a draw from our last 3 Premier League games. And last weekend's 1-0 defeat to Chelsea saw us sit 7th in the table and 3 points adrift of Manchester United. Wolves are breathing down our necks. And our best shot of securing Champions League football, you could say, is undoubtedly in the Europa League. But we will not, and Moyes will not want to relinquish the backup of a top 7 finish in the top flight in order to return any form of continental competition. Furthermore, West Ham welcome Arsenal to London Stadium, having scored in every one of our Premier League home matches this season. And we've taken 14 points from the last 18 on offer on home soil. But Arsenal know a thing or two about winning crucial matches, especially in London. The past 10 days could hardly have been more enjoyable for Arteta and Arsenal, who have seemingly recovered from their minor blip in the beginning of the month while Tottenham Hotspur took control of their Champions League destiny in the North London from the North London rivals. I'm just going to see if I can get a couple of images up here for you. They had a fantastic result against Chelsea, winning 3-1 there. Tavares, Saka, Xhaka all netted in the 3-1 success, and they virtually killed off Manchester United and West Ham's top 4 hopes. Although Arsenal certainly rode their luck against Manchester United when Bruno Fernandes's penalty struck the post and went behind for a goal kick. So it would not be an Arsenal win in 2022 without the Emirates faithful having their hearts in their mouths at some point during the contest. And Arsenal are once again, you could say, in the driving seat for the Champions League football as they sit 2 points clear of Spurs in 4th spot. Spurs could temporarily rise back into the top 4. They beat Leicester City, which has taken place a lot earlier today. So I won't have that result in time before West Ham obviously take on Arsenal tomorrow. But Arsenal have now won 6 of their last 8 away games in the top flight and will be aware of West Ham situation, and you could say we've got bigger fish to fry. Arteta's side came back from 3-0 down, if you all remember that game when West Ham were banging in goals in the first half, left, right and centre from last season, to rescue a 3-3 draw versus us last season in that fixture. But our meeting back at Arsenal in the Emirates back in December ended in a straightforward 2-0 success to Arsenal. And Arsenal's 13 away victories against Hammers against West Ham represents their most against a single side in the Premier League. So let's get on to a bit of team news and what we do know about this game going ahead into it. We know that Dawson, of course, he got sent off against Chelsea, which means he is suspended for this game. However, we were getting a bit of news from the news conference today, and that is that Ogbonna is doing well on the injury front and looks like he could be back a bit earlier. Diop is also recovering really well from his ankle injury. And the surprising news, which we saw, was Zuma start against Frankfurt. Now, he did pick up a bit of a knock at the end of the game against Frankfurt, but we're fully expecting him to start the game. He did need treatment, like I said, but the lack of options in that area, I don't doubt for a second Moyes has run the risk on Zuma. And what I love about this is the fact that Moyes has just played smoke and mirrors with absolutely everybody. And of course, the closer we got to the game, you were trying to pick up what reporters were doing, and Moyes was smirking, but you just don't know what is actually going to happen with team selection. That's the second time this season that he's pulled the wool over any West Ham fans' eyes, especially when he's done it with Jared Bowen starting against Everton and Zuma starting against Frankfurt, like he did. We'll go on to the team news with regards to Arsenal. They're expecting Saka to be fit for the game for the London Derby. The 20-year-old is back in training alongside his teammates after being taken off against Manchester United. And so that would mean that his return would leave maybe Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey as the Gunners' only two players that are missing. Tomiyasu is coming back. He came back as a late substitute against Manchester United, but maybe he'll be reluctant to put him back into the starting lineup. You've got here the goalkeeper. You know, I think this is maybe one of the areas that West Ham need to exploit. I think he started the season off really well, but you can start to see that there is maybe issues there that maybe opposition teams can get a threat to. We all know what Lacazette's been capable of doing all this season, but he obviously, of course, got the goal last time out. I'm just jumping through the players. Martinelli, a fantastic, vibrant player who can be so creative, and we really need to watch him as a threat because he definitely is a player who offers a big threat for them. If Saka does come back from his injury, we need to keep an eye on him because he's been on form this season. I think Odegaard's a fantastic footballer. I really do. Again, another tricky player that we really, really need to keep an eye on, and we need to hope that our midfield can step up to the match against these guys. Pepe, you know, the extremely crazy price tag that they played for him. Tomiyasu, I can't see him starting the game. Ben White and Xhaka, of course, are some of the players. I can see Arsenal starting with Ramsdale in goal, Cedric, White, Gabriel, Tavares, Xhaka, Elneny, Saka, I think will come back into the side, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Nketiah. And these are the players we need to watch their forward line because they are definitely capable of scoring goals. Now, when it comes to West Ham, because this is pre-recorded, I want you to start putting your predictions in the comment section below and let me know your starting 11 you would like to see play for West Ham. Now, I can see changes. The next leg now, the next leg of Frankfurt is West Ham's priority. We're 2-1 down at halftime, and we go to Frankfurt, with our heads held high, and we can definitely, I feel that the game is there for the taking. I really, really do. The same as I felt when we were playing Lyon as well. So I'm going to ask you for your chance to put in your starting 11, who you want in the chat, and I'll go through what I think West Ham may do as well. So I think it'll be a no-brainer. I think Fabianski will come back into the side, and I think what's great is that we've now got these two goalkeepers. You've got the fan bases split. I think Areola is a very good goalkeeper. I think he will be here next season as well, but I think Fabianski will remain the number one just for now, and he'll control that back line. I don't think we'll see Zuma rested. I think he needs a bit more game time, so I think he will go and deputise in the middle, which is what Dawson did against Chelsea. People may say it's running the risk. I don't think it is. I think he needs time on the park, and I think it means that West Ham will resort to a back five again. I'm not a massive fan of this. I'm really not, but I do think it really gives us only that one choice. And I think that means then we'll see Creswell snip in here to the left-hand side of the centre-back with Zuma, and I think we'll see Ben Johnson today. Now, a reason why I think, people are going to be saying I think they would rather see Ben Johnson rested for the game against Frankfurt and see Soufal come in with the experience. But I don't think Moyes wants to change too much. He's not done it. He's never absolutely rotated the squad. I think the most rotation we saw was at Chelsea last week. But I think we're going to see this because the three players that probably will play or potentially play against Frankfurt in the away leg. So I think that would potentially be a no-brainer. But I don't think that means that he'll rest Soufal. I think we may see Soufal come in the back five there and see what he is capable of doing in that position at the right back. I do, however, think he will play Matsuaku if we are playing this back five position, and that will be giving some key players a rest in the team as well. When it comes to the central midfield pairing, I honestly don't see why he is going to rest Declan Rice. He's the captain on the field. And I think that will be something we'll get to see. I think this is going to be the game where we probably won't see Tommy Soucek, to be honest. I think he is definitely in need of a much needed rest. He wasn't playing to his full-blown ability that we know he is capable of doing. So I think, therefore, we will see Captain Noble, and I'm just trying to find him on my screen, but where is he gone? Where is Nobes gone? How terrible is that? So apologies for that. Let me bring him in. I can see him there. Let me just copy that picture and fire that in here for the starting lineup. Keep your comments coming in and let me know, your thoughts. Well, do you think that will be the central midfield pairing? I mean, to be honest, if the two of them can step up to the plate, I mean, it gives you an idea that maybe you might see Noble have his last dance in Europa and give it all his best for the West Ham team. I thought when Benrahma came on the field as a substitute, I thought he played really, really well. I said on Young Jake's West Ham Unofficial channel earlier on that I had a guy beside me who was slating him all the game. And every time he was slating him, he was stepping up to the plate when he came on as a substitute. And I actually turned around to the lad and I said to him, keep slating him, mate, because it's as if he can hear you and it's doing him the world of good. But I really thought he came on and done really well. And I think this is an opportunity for him to shine in the Premier League and show us what he is absolutely capable of doing as well. I think what we'll then see is Vlasic play and get an opportunity in the team. And let me find where he is here. Again, going to show us if he's capable of stepping up to the plate, which means that Yarmolenko will start for us up top. Now, what do you think with that? That is probably, again, apart from our defense, really quite a lot of rotation in that team. We are at home, so we've got to hopefully think that we have the home advantage and the fans can get behind the team and we can really offer and be a threat from that role. I mean, that's given much needed rests to Jared Bowen, Pablo Fornals, Mickey Antonio, Lanzini, Tommy Soucek, obviously Craig Dawson suspended. I think that, a lot of people, and me included, have been crying out for Alessi to play, but I really don't see David Moyes doing it. I thought if there was a game he was going to do, it was going to be Chelsea, possibly Frankfurt. But I think now that Zuma's back, it will be Zuma leading the line in the back of the defence. So I think Alessi will be on the bench and it will be there if he is needed. So leave your comments in and let me know your thoughts on that predicted starting 11 for West Ham. Now I'm going to ask you for your predictions. So if you are watching, put it in the comment section and let me know your predictions for the game against Arsenal. Listen, top 7 is being up and down all season. At one point earlier in the season, we saw Arsenal take a 7-point advantage on West Ham, and then West Ham fought back and then actually went a couple of points ahead than Arsenal. And now we find ourselves back in that position. 4 games to play. It's wide open. We're going to rotate. There are going to be players that are going to be rested because Europa League is a priority, but that doesn't mean that we're going to not turn up. And if we can give a performance like we did against Chelsea, then we can be there or thereabouts. And we have to nullify the threat and we have to make sure the crowd get behind the team. Obviously, we have to do that as well. With that in mind, and with the mindset that Moyes has got West Ham playing on, he's going, go and have fun, go and play in that park, play up to the crowd, give them something to shout about. And if you can do that, you've got an opportunity to fight your way potentially into a team. Now, I'm not saying they will start, but players like Ben Rama, you know, he could be in with a shout of starting if he turns up and does a good job. Players like Yarmolenko, if he gets bangs in a goal, could come on as a substitute and offer us something like he did against Sevilla. So don't doubt for a second Arsenal are going to score a goal. I do genuinely think Arsenal will score a goal. This could be a high-scoring game. We're going to have to outscore opposition. So I'm going to go, because I'm optimistic. I'm a half-glass-full West Ham fan. I'm going to go with a 3-2 West Ham victory. So we go into the Frankfurt game with motivation, confidence, ready to rock and roll. High-scoring game, go all over the shop. A bit like the Chelsea game earlier in the season when Masuaku scored that cross that he had. But leave your comments in and let us know your thoughts on my predictions. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? That's why I'm Anton, who sits at home giving you the content over YouTube. If you're new around here, please make sure you do leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, all that malarkey. Thank you for watching. I want you to all stay safe. Get behind West Ham. Join us tomorrow. We'll have a match day. We'll try and have a match day live. I will be watching the game. It just depends on what location I'll be watching the game from. But stay behind, guys. You know what a fantastic season we're in, and fingers crossed we can solidify any of our European football moving forward. Stay safe, and if you are new, like I said, subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, click the join option and make sure you come back and join us for any more of our future content. Come on, you Irons.
It's like a family tree.